Hi everyone, welcome. This is part one of my Hocus Pocus by Edwina McNamee. I will post the Etsy link down in the description if you are interested in joining in or just to grab it to color for yourself. Either way, this will be part of my hashtag Hocus Pocus party hashtag. So if you do color it and want to use that hashtag, you are more than welcome. I am going to do this page in Prismacolors, and you will see I've kind of made a little cheat sheet here. And so it's been a while since I've watched Hocus Pocus. I know the basics, but I wanted my skin and my hair and the clothes to kind of have a common theme. So I just quickly made a little sheet for me so I could remember that Winifred wears the green, Sarah wears the purple, Mary wears the red, and then, you know, I kind of match their skin to their hair a little. So I will talk you through the colors. I am going to use Prismacolor on this one. I really like how my Prismacolors do on my paper. Now, speaking of my paper, I just used the... Sorry about my cat in the background. She's got the zoomies. I just used the regular old Pen and Gear. I don't know if mine still has the wrapper. Barely. I just used... This is Pen and Gear from Walmart. Premium cardstock. This works great for me for Prismacolors. I know there's tons of paper out there, so whatever works for you, but for those of you that asked, that is the paper I use. Okay, so I'm going to start right here in the middle with Winifred. So I'm going to pull her skin colors. We're going to go with mineral, or not mineral, yes, mineral orange. For some reason I was thinking pumpkin. We're going to go salmon. And we're going to go light peach. Okay, so your choice how you want to build your skin up. Now, these are not necessarily realistic skin, but we want to keep the basics. So we're going to go up here by her hair. Okay, we're going to frame this face just a little. Now, you will see we don't need to put the cheeks in. The cheeks are put in there for us. And I am going to give her some bright red cheeks to match this hair she's going to have. So I am going to outline the ear, and this ear, I always forget the ear, so I'm going to do it while I'm thinking of it. And I'm going to outline her whole face very lightly, not pressing hard. Okay, I'm going to do that little spot under her nose. I'm going to shadow the sides of her nose. Now, she is going to have some eyeshadow on, so I'm not going to worry about going all the way up around her eye. But I do want to make sure I shade that nose a little bit. Same thing with under these lips. No. Now, these you can have fun with. You don't have to stick to the colors or the, you know, the theme the movie has going on. Totally have fun with it. But I do want to give it a Hocus Pocus feel. So I'm going to stick with the general kind of theme of Hocus Pocus, which is the red and the green and the purple. So I'm going to look for her hands, and hopefully I don't mix them up here. I'm going to shadow between her fingers. Now, remember, I work in layers, so this is just my first layer. So I'll put one in there. Where those fingers touch that hand. Then I'm going to come over here and do the same. Just making sure I got a nice... Okay, now under her neck, I am going to go a little darker just under her chin so we get that shadow effect. I'm also going to add a little V right here. That is purely just to give this big blank space a little character. That's going to be the little dent in her neck there. You could also make that a little smaller and give her a little line there if you want her to have some cleavage. Totally up to you. We'll keep it fairly family friendly here. Okay, So that's all I'm going to do with the mineral orange for now. Then I'm going to come in with salmon pink. Salmon pink is going to make it look like she has a really orange face until we add the next color. When I first started doing skin and I started with this combo, I'd always quit because I was like, man, this is so orange, I don't like it. But you have to trust the process and get your next color in before you decide. Because the next color will really help tone it down. Okay, trying to keep that little V in her face right there, kind of in the center. As you can see, I'm back blending, so I'm going over the color I already put down and bringing it out a little further. This is where we're starting to kind of shape the face. So I'm going to come in a little, but not very far. They call this the T-zone, so you want like a little highlight here and then here. Now I'm going to go ahead and go around, but I am going to leave that highlight right in the middle of her chin. Same with right here, just going to darken it a little. Go ahead and fill her ears in. I don't like, let's see, I'm going to fix this a little. I'm going to leave just the little curve in her neck because I don't want them to run together and it look like her cleavage goes all the way up her neck. Okay, so that was fixing with my pumpkin orange. Now my salmon. Okay, same thing on her fingers, and if you want to do all her face and then her hands, that's totally up to you. I'm just kind of working everything while I have the color out here. You'll notice I did not put pumpkin orange on her pinky right here, just because this is like in the light. It is all highlight, so I want it to stand out a little more than the rest. Sorry about bumping. Oh, switching positions. Okay, and then we're gonna come in with our light peach. And I don't know why this light peach is so much different than the other light peach. It's the same exact color. The pencil is just a different color. I think there was a mix-up, but this is my light peach. We were talking about it the other day, and like one of my light peaches is like a totally different color, and then this one is like really white. Okay, small circular motions. And we want her skin to have a little more orangey red feel to it, because when we put her hair, then it'll come together a little more. So if she's still looking like a little tanny, a little orangish, just hold on. Get her hair in first. Now, if you need to, you can just Google Hocus Pocus or Winifred, and it will give you images of her from the movie, and then you can kind of see how I pulled my colors. Again, leaving room right there for that eyeshadow and her pink, I'm going to give her bright red cheeks. I'm going to do each one of them in a different skin tone with different cheeks, because nobody has the same skin tone. We want to make sure they all stand out in their own way. Okay, I'm going to come back with a little bit of this salmon, and I'm going to go down the edge of the nose. So I'm going above the eyebrow, down the nose. Then I will highlight the nose. I want to make sure I have that in first. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a little light, just to put in back what got washed out here a little bit. Okay, now we're going to blend this spot. I'm going over everything, so back blending. As close as I can to the edges here. Okay, then making sure I got all the fingers blended. We don't want any weird fingers. Weird spots on her forehead here. Okay, and then because she is the Green Witch, I am going to put a tiny bit of dark in the corner. Okay, a little bit of light, or not light, medium, which is my apple. So grass green apple. And then chartreuse all the way out to the edges, like she's got smoky eye going on. And those will blend together just like that. Okay, so I think I'm going to do all the skin on them first before I go in and do hair or anything. So we're going to jump over here to Mary. Now Mary has brown hair, so I'm going to start with peach for her skin. So let me find my peach. I have all my colors pulled already. I just gotta find them. And actually, I'm gonna add a tiny dot of, oh, do I want nectar? Or terracotta? I'm gonna do this one, sienna brown. Now this sienna brown is just very tiny. And it is just so when I put this color in her hair and her skin will have a little bit matching tone. Now you'll see these are her fingernail shadows, so we want to make sure we put those in. Right here under her neck is going to have a shadow. And you'll see I'm coloring a little bit up into her hairline. It's just how I like to do it. Seems like a weird color for her face, I know, but work with me. Okay, and I think, trying to make sure I only see one arm on her. And I'm going to leave it for a minute because I don't know. I think it's a sleeve, so I might color that as part of her sleeve. So I think for Mary, we just have the face. Okay, so then I'm coming in with peach. And being she is just a face, I'm going to make her face a little bit dramatic so she's not lost. So I'm going to shadow a little along the shirt and make it a nice highlight spot right there. Alright, so I'm going around her cheeks. Again, I will be blending in some blush colors there. I want to make sure I have all that sienna brown blended out, leaving that highlight on the chin. And room for eyeshadow. Okay, so then I'm gonna go light peach for hers. So I am going to very, very lightly just give this nose a little contour here. Now, even though I'm using the same color for my highlight as I did over here on Winifred, they are going to look very different because of the base colors I put down first. So her brown and peach are going to look different blended with this. Okay, just kind of rounding the cheeks out a little. I'm going to add a little shading to under this lip. Not too much. I don't want to look like she has a fat lip. This side of the nose. There we go. Will not cooperate with me. Trying to add a little color there. Alright, that's better. Okay, so Winifred is our red witch. I'm going to go kind of the same route here, but I'm going to go a little more orange instead of dark because I don't want too much dark around her eyes. So this is Crimson. And I will come back with a black pen and fix their eyelashes. Probably more towards the end of the page. Keep the personalities of them here. So again, we're using our lightest color, blending it into the skin like a smoky eye. I didn't want to go a darker red because I don't want it to get mixed with the purple I'm going to have over here. So there are two witches, minus their cheeks. Okay, over here we have Sarah. She is our purple witch. Sarah has really light skin. So I'm gonna do a tiny dot of Parma Violet. And I'm going to add a tiny dot of this to her cheeks right off and her nose. And around her hairline. And I know purple is a weird color for skin, but I want a tiny dot of this to kind of show through. Okay, then we're going to do a tiny dot of Nectar over that. We don't want a lot of purple. We don't want her to look like the bruised witch, which purple can do if we're not entirely careful. But hopefully her outfit will pick up the purple in her face. Okay, so that was Nectar and Parma Violet. Then we're going to go Peach, if I can find where I put it. Okay, just kind of shaping this forehead a little. Leaving her blush untouched with these colors for a moment. Okay. And then again with the light peach. Small circular motions from the edge pulling inward. Not touching those purple cheeks just yet. And see how that lightens that so she doesn't look so, but she's got a little tint of purple there. She looks Okay, now I'm going to touch the purple on her cheeks. Excuse me. Right. And then it doesn't really show if this is a sleeve or not, but it doesn't have any fingernails or marks in her hand like this one does. So I think she has a glove on. And I'm not seeing a neckline. So I'm going to leave her face like that for now. So there are our 3 witches in 3 different skin tones. And we are doing pretty good. So quickly, I'm going to put in her red cheeks. Now you could give her green cheeks, if you want to stick with her green theme, whatever works for you. I'm not sure if this is going to... I wanted to make sure that was going to blend like I wanted first before I got too carried away. So we're going to go all the way to the edges with that of the circle. Nice and dark. Okay, and then we're going to take our light peach. Hold on. That was not all the way to the edge of the circle. And I know that looks really harsh, especially on camera, but she is supposed to be dramatic. And I'm going to make sure I blend around it as well. I don't want to drag the red too far out of the circle, but I don't want the circle to be seen either. Just kind of blending around her whole face. There, I like that. Okay, and then she's going to have nectar cheeks. So I kind of want them to have the same shape here. Okay, same thing, light peach. Now you could have put these in when you were doing the skin if you knew what colors you wanted. I was just kind of wanting to make sure everything was going to come out how I wanted before I did cheeks. I might add a tiny dot of peach to hers. She looks a little ghostly over here. Hopefully her yellow hair. Oh, I forgot her eyes on this side too. I am going to pull Dioxazine Purple Hue. And she doesn't have a whole lot of eye on that side, so I'm not going to worry too much. Violet. Sorry about the noise. Thought I had everything sharpened and ready to go, but then I had to make my cheat sheet real quick, so then I have to resharpen. Okay, we're going to blend that into her skin. Blending this a little. All right, so there are our 3 witches. So I am quickly going to do Mary's hair. Edwina has everything already shadowed, so all we have to do is go in with our dark where her dark lines are. Notice I'm flicking to get those hair strokes. I'm gonna work a section at a time here. I'm gonna put my dark shadow in around this fun thing she's got going on here. Just making sure my edges are nice and dark. I don't know if I love that she put hair on the forehead, but I guess we're going to work with it. So she's got flyaways. Okay, my next color is going to be, not that, chocolate. Following my same pattern. So that was dark umber. Sorry if I didn't mention it. almost my bedtime. My brain is slacking. But being as I am going to try to do 2 color alongs for October, I was like, we're going to start this one a little early. We just won't tell anybody we started it a little early. I haven't even announced the hashtag yet, so if you are watching this, you are in the sneak peek club. Okay, and then my final color is going to be this sienna that I used on her skin. And that is just going to pull all those streaks there together. So nice. And you'll see I got a little on her finger. Instead of erasing that out, I know everybody's instinct is to erase that out. Take your pencil, blend it. Way better than trying to erase and then put back in the color that you erased off of. Just blend in your mistakes. Okay, getting up here and them highlights over here. Now you will see her hair overshadows hers a little bit. So now that I got everything in, I'm going to come in with dark umber, goodness, I can't even talk anymore. I'm just going to kind of trace her hair and then blend out a little ways so it looks like a shadow. Don't want nothing too wild going on. Okay. Darkening my chocolate back up a little if I lost any of that when I blended. Make sure that highlight in her hair looks nice. And then I'm going to do that all the way up her hair. So you will see the highlight up here kind of stays right down the middle. So we're going to hit all these dark lines that she put in with our dark color. Now these double lines I'm counting as one. So if you can see like the double lines, I'm filling them in. That's just personal preference. Give the hair a little bit thicker shadows, dramatic feel here. Up here gets a little tricky. Okay, just darkening around the edges a little bit. Okay, chocolate. I'm not even sure what you call this hairstyle. The twister, the tornado. I keep wanting to call it a beehive, but that's not right. Okay, you will see I'm leaving white. And then sienna brown. Sorry, I see a little spot that didn't get blended there. It's kind of bugging me. Okay, sienna brown. Now you will see I stuck to all browns that were in the reddish family. I didn't pick any gray browns or green browns. And that's what makes this look so nice, because they are all in the same family. Now her hair is probably actually a little darker, but that's okay. I don't want anything too dark because I'm going to do a galaxy background. Okay. And then quickly I will do her hair. I had my goldenrod out. Where did it go? I was going to do, she will have red hair. I just have to decide if I want reddish brown or like fiery red. Sorry for the bumping. Oh, there's goldenrod. It must be bedtime. Now you can see they've already added shadow for you from her hair. So automatically we know this whole section is going to be dark. So I might add a touch of brown right there in the roots, but for now I'm going to leave it. I'm going to trace, not trace, color in these dark sections here. because to me these are where the dark will be. You don't have to stay exactly on the line, it's not a huge deal. As long as we have some dark in here. Kind of freestyling it a little. Now we want to leave the tip of that curl right there white because we do want some highlights. Okay, so goldenrod, yellow ochre. Now normally you would have a highlight up here, but we don't because we are in the shadow of Winifred's hair. I might have to fix her face a little. Her eyes might be too dark, it's bugging me. I'm gonna quickly fix her face a little. I'm going to pull a lavender. And I might have to, 1 second. Okay, so I just fixed her face a little. I still don't love how dark it is, but I think once I get her eyebrows in, I checked this spot right here thinking I colored out of the lines, and it's actually just her eyebrow. How dark her eyebrow is right there. So I'm gonna leave it for now. And if I don't like it towards the end, I can fix it up some. Okay, so back to the yellow ochre. I'm just kind of putting a little everywhere I put that goldenrod. Okay, so this is not realistic, so I don't need to go strand by strand, but I do want to keep some highlights built in. So you will see I'm leaving some white. Make sure I get between these fingers. Okay, and then we're going to take cream. Oops. Got a little wild there. I am going to put black sparkly nail polish on her fingernails at the end. If I do it now, I will smear it everywhere before I'm done with the page. But she will have some fancy nail polish. Okay, and then I think quickly I have time for Winifred's hair. So, I think I'm still undecided. Okay, we're going to try this and see how it goes. I'm going to do a little more orangey than fiery because I feel like her hair is that color. So this is terracotta. And I'm going to trace these swirlies. And I might not get all the way through her hair tonight, but that's okay. It'll give us a good starting point. So this is terracotta. And I'm not going to worry about it blending in with Mary's hair right off because I will be adding more colors. This is just our base. Kind of our darkest here. And I'm just basically tracing the lines that were put in. Nothing fancy. Small circular motions in the shadows up here. Just kind of following the lines. Now in a couple spots, I'm going to take mineral orange, which is what I used on her skin. I'm just going to build a little of that in. So going over what I put in and coming out a little. Now, if you want more red hair, add red. Totally up to you. This is just... I know I'm going to have a lot of red in the outfit, so I don't want to overdo it. Okay, this is poppy red. This I'm not putting everywhere. Kind of around the edges, finishing off the shadows here. Okay, however you like it, kind of like it over the top of that terracotta. And then we're going straight orange. Now this is going to look very bright and very out of place. We are going to go back over it with terracotta to tame it down. This is going to be our blendy color. So we're going to pull all the colors together here with this orange. Okay, get a little down here by her forehead. And then, like I said, that orange is very, very bright. So we're going to come back in with mineral orange. Sorry, my little one woke up and she crawled up on the couch and my papers are there, so she's crunching them. Okay, kind of putting my curls back in if I lost any. Just lightly going over that orange in the hole. Okay. Back in with terracotta. I know it seems kind of pointless to put it in first if you're going to come back over, but it does help, I promise. There is method to it. All right. So there we have our 3 witches, and I still might tame this orange down a little more. Feels really bright still. Okay, and then she's got a couple curlies up here. Might lose those in the galaxy, but we'll try to keep them. All right, so there are our 3 witches. Questions, comments, leave them down below. Again, I will post the link to Etsy on this in the comments. Thank you, Edwina, for the page. I love it. Next time we'll see about some maybe outfits or the galaxy, depending on what you guys want to see. Thanks for watching.